Okay, that was unnecessary.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're doing a pretty exciting video. We are actually going to do book suggestions. So if anyone knows either one of us, we're really big on reading. And we're actually really picky about the types of books we read, and we feel like a lot of people are too, so we're here to kind of suggest ones that we really enjoyed and see if maybe you guys would be interested in them as well. So my first book is actually a cooking book by Mary Berry. I love Mary Berry. I love her so much. Like, she's a British baker. She's on the Great British Bake Off, and I didn't really get into like baking or really knowing who she was until last year when I watched the American version. They have like a holiday baking show on right now, and it's so good. I love it so much. But the book is it's just a bunch of her recipes, a lot of traditional baking recipes, but I tried out a few and it's really good. Her instructions are very straightforward, and she has like all of like the ingredients list as well. So if you're into baking, definitely give this one a try.
So this book, it's The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, is one of my favorites. It's always going to be one of my favorite young adult novels because I feel like John Green really inspired me to be a creative writer. After reading this book, I felt like I knew that I wanted people to feel what I felt when I read this. It's about a girl, her name's Hazel, and she's diagnosed with cancer. And then she meets this guy named Augustus Waters in her support group. And they fall in love, and everyone thinks that, you know what, I'm not going to spoil it. But it's just a really, really good young adult book. So if anyone's into that, then I highly, highly recommend this book.
So to piggyback off of what she just said, here's another John Green book. It's Looking for Alaska. This is, I think, my favorite John Green book. So when I read this for the first time, I really connected to Alaska. It's very interesting to kind of see how John Green kind of takes the manic pixie dream girl trope and kind of flips it around all the time. He's flipped it around in, I think, almost all of his books.
Yeah.
And this is like, I think, one of his first ones. So if you're kind of getting into John Green, or if you're interested in like young adult fiction, definitely give this one a try also.
So another favorite book of mine is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Her writing is just, it's so good. So Jane Eyre, she grew up as like a social outsider, and it's like she wants this emotional equality with a man that's at a very high social status, and she's at a very low, if anything, social status. And it's just like she really shows that intelligence is power and intelligence is beauty, and it has nothing to do with what you look like on the outside.
So a book that we kind of shared in a way was Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to describe this one without kind of giving it away, but it's about like these two high schoolers, and they're both kind of outsiders in their own way. One is like against the grain, doesn't care what people think. The other one is just kind of
He kind of cares,
but like he's trying to keep like a low profile, and it's kind of interesting to see them interact and to see how even like society is, and what's going on in the book isn't exactly a norm. Like, it's because he's what, part Korean?
Yeah.
And she is white. So like just those two kind of being together in the book is really interesting when you kind of put it into context. So another book that I read and then I had her read was Fangirl. Yeah. Was Fangirl by the same author, Rainbow Rowell. We love her. She's kind of like, I wouldn't want to say the female John Green because like they're two very different.
I don't think anyone really.
No.
You can't compare.
No.
Writers, like they're all so different.
Yeah,
but
the way that they write is kind of similar. Mm-hmm. So that's why I would kind of put them in.
Their writing styles in the young adult, so it's.
Yeah. So if you're into John Green, I definitely would say.
Yeah, you'll definitely like Rainbow.
Yeah, and if you're into Rainbow, definitely check out John Green. Anyway, so Fangirl is about these two twins, Kath and Ren, and kind of just their first year of college. They tackle mental health issues in the book. I won't tell you who it is or how far in depth it goes into because I want you guys to read it and find out yourself. But it's so cute. Even though it does have like very serious messages in it, it's really sweet. And it's like a fangirl dream because it has like parts of fan fiction inside of it. So it's kind of cool too.
So I think that Rainbow does a really interesting thing in the book where you think that twins want to be around each other all the time. But I think that for this one, she shows the twins like one of them wants to have a completely separate life from her sister. As much as they love each other, they're like one of them's trying to be separate, the other one wants the other one around, and it just creates all this like tension between the two, and it's just cool to see it unfold. So this book is called Quiet, and it's by Susan Cain. I think it's pretty popular. I don't know, I found this, I think it was on Tumblr that I came across a quote, and I really, really liked it. But it's just really about talking about the strengths of being an introvert, and I think that as an introvert it's really important to know those strengths and to know that, you know, regardless of what society tells you, that, you know, you're weak because you don't talk a lot and because you don't want to socialize as often as extroverts do. It's important to know your strengths as an introvert so that you don't give in to what society and other people tell you, you know, when they say like, why are you so quiet? Or you should talk more, or you should socialize more. Like, there's strength in being soft-spoken and in being quiet because people don't know what's going on inside your head.
So another one of the books that I'm going to recommend is Skins. So I am obsessed with the show Skins, as everyone who's ever met me knows. Skins is a show that kind of follows the lives of a group of friends in Bristol, England, and it's really entertaining. It's kind of a dark show, I guess you can say. There's a lot of like
it's dark because it's real.
Yeah. It's kind of like what teenagers are doing when their parents aren't looking. When I found out that there was a book, I kind of freaked out. I got it as a gift from my friend Mario. It's actually what happens between series 3 and series 4. It kind of goes over what they're doing in the summer. So I really like this book because it kind of goes through what they're thinking. Because in the show, you really don't know what they're thinking. You're just kind of watching their actions and you're like, wow, why are you making that mistake? But then you kind of read the book and you're like, wow, okay, so this is what they're thinking about. This is what's going through their heads, especially I don't even know if she would be the protagonist or the antagonist, Effie. She kind of plays both roles. But to know like her mentality is really interesting, and if anyone's a fan of the show, I would definitely recommend reading the book.
This cute little thing is like, it's a book of quotes, and I'm obsessed with quotes, and I wish that I could have all my favorite quotes in the entire world and just put them in a little book. But this is just some of them. It doesn't have one author because it has a bunch of different quotes from a bunch of different writers, and it's called Believe. And I just think that it's nice for when I'm feeling down. It's like really positive. It's just kind of like, you know, to be confident in what you're doing in your life, not what you look like. And yeah, it just makes me feel better, and it's really cute. So I think you guys should all invest in a cute little quote book because it makes my heart really happy.
So one of my favorite books of all time actually has to be White Oleander by Janet Finch. This book is about Ingrid and Astrid. Mainly, it's through Astrid's point of view. It's kind of taking the foster care system and kind of giving you like an insider view. But it's really interesting because the mother, she is beautiful. Like, her mind is beautiful, and it's kind of really disturbing to find that people who have brilliant minds can do some of the things that she's done or said. So it kind of makes you feel things that you don't want to feel for someone who you know has done something awful. And I think that should be a reason to read it. The writing itself is like poetry. It's amazing. It's so vivid. But yeah, if you're looking for something that's more deep, I would definitely try White Oleander.
Another book suggestion from me is The Underwriting by Michelle Miller. I feel like Michelle Miller is like an underappreciated writer. I think it's amazing when someone can give you insight on the minds of 6 different people, like 6 people. It's hard to do it for one, and then 6, it's crazy. But yeah, so it's about the lives of 6 different people living in New York, and they're all trying to be successful. So it's like something really tragic happens that like disrupts their climb to success, and a bunch of people that you don't expect to fail end up failing, and it's just like full of drama, and it's just one of those fun books like to read when you have free time. It's really cool. And then my last, I did save the best for last, is it's Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard about this. It's like all over Instagram and Tumblr and all that, but there's a reason why it's everywhere. It's not just because it's cute and pretty, it's because it's deep. It's very deep. the book it's a poetry book, in case you guys didn't know, but it's separated into 4 different parts. One of them is the hurting, another one is the loving, and then the breaking and the healing. So it's like you're kind of on a journey in her mind of you know, like some pain she's gone through, and then some love that she's experienced with different people, and it's like the, you know, her heart breaking and you're there with her, and the way that she heals and she sees beauty in pain is like so inspiring to me. I really recommend this, like times a million, infinity, and beyond and beyond and beyond. So
And my final book, and I guess it was more of a series because this is the final installment of Girl Online. So I'm sure if you watch YouTube at all, you know who Zoella is, you know Zoe Sugg, and you know that she writes books. So this is actually the final chapter of a 3-part like series. And it follows Penny Porter and Noah and Elliot, and it's kind of just, it's a feel-good book. Like, you know, it's one of those books that you know it's gonna end well, but you have to read it because it just gives you like those warm fuzzy feelings. It's not one of like the other books that we've kind of reviewed or suggested today that are kind of deep and dark. It's just really inspirational for people who are too afraid to kind of do what they want. It was really inspiring to think that, like, you know what, I can do something. And if you really need that inspiration, I would definitely try out these books. So we hope that you're able to read at least one of the books that we suggested, depending on, I guess, whether you want more of a light book, or a darker book, or a poetry book, or a cooking book. We hope that there was something in there for you.
Like and subscribe and comment if you feel like it. We'd really appreciate it, but thanks for watching.
Bye!